What's up? Welcome back to the channel. We're apparently doing a lot of stuff with 350Zs lately. I'm here with Cole. We're working on, what phase would you say this car is right now?
I don't even know. It runs, it almost drives. Now it's just, I mean, buttoning it all up and making it a car again and making it one color, I guess.
Going wide today, boys. Well, this is Cole's, what year is it?
03.
03 350Z. Pretty much stock besides like an intake plenum spacer, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's about it for the engine, but
yeah, nothing but the engine.
every suspension component.
Yeah.
Let's go see this kind of insane setup.
BC coils, the FDF Mega Mantis kit, which is a lot, but I got it for a really good deal, so that's kind of the only reason it's on the car.
It is absolutely insane looking at a kit like this versus like my mostly OEM plus kind of setups, you know what I mean? Like my lowers are just factory extended, and then you have this that looks like it's a transformer.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Do you like it versus some of the other angle kits?
I do. The only reason this car was never intended to get this fucking crazy.
We were just talking about that.
But I got a really good deal on this angle kit, like stupid good deal, and so it's on here, and it's awesome. I mean, the crash, it bent one of the arms, and FDF had a new arm within a week, so.
Yeah, that's what's nice. All this is replaceable, right?
Yeah.
Is this their knuckle that you can buy from them as well?
Yeah, I think the knuckle they offer now is different. My only gripe about it is the knuckle is straight, whereas the factory one is kind of angled, and so that's the reason for this front wide body, is because this is.
I mean, you have literally like maybe 3 millimeters of clearance there. So if that bends, that would be a day killer. But that's a nice piece of metal, so I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, and it's never. That's my old wheels. The Euro lines were actually sat even closer than this.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Well, this still fills it out nice, so I think this is a good look.
Got some mega stretch because you can't find Federals anywhere.
Yo. I haven't been able to find a Federal for 2 years.
Not even a mega stretch, just a little baby stretch, but.
It's a good look though.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing of today's goal, I'd say, is the reason you went with rear overs in the first place is that you crashed into T-Man and Matt, right?
So the hit on the passenger side was from Matt hitting me from behind. This side, T-Man hit me, and then all this shit up here, I hit T-Man, so.
Love taps.
Mostly love taps. This one was a little more, I can send you how it happened.
What are these fenders then?
They're Crown Carbon Crafting.
Do you like them?
No comment.
They make the car nice and wide. So riv nuts on it so it can come on and off, because I mean this probably is all going to come off at some point, right?
Yeah, probably that, and then just simplicity more than anything.
For real.
And I need to figure out what hardware, so if anybody has any tips on like thin, easy hardware,
so it doesn't protrude.
I just got a bunch of factory bolts from all my interior that I used to kind of mock it up, and they look terrible, so.
I love it.
Nice.
So today we're doing a lot of fiberglass because you got this bumper for dirt cheap, right?
Yes.
Vertex rep?
Yeah, no, it's a Muse rep, I think. I don't know.
It's really cool looking. I'm a big fan of it. Basically, there was a big blowout spot here, so we're basically completely building those inner layers of matte on the inside of it to try and get that hole gone. Just building some of the weird little things that must have just chipped off from, it seems like it got dailied, but it's kind of wild. So Cole came and sanded down a lot of this, and I mean, you really didn't put much, you know, I guess a very high grit to this, or a very low grit to this, and he's already almost past the gel coat, which is insane. But it's not bad. We're just gonna build it.
I think it's been sanded down and painted more than once. Just kind of because of some of the spots and how they came apart, and there's some Bondo and repairs that have previously been done. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. It's gonna blow up anyway. If you see, Jake shows my wall of 240 Aero.
Yeah, let's go look. So that's from his purple S13, a legendary car amongst our friend group.
Something.
There's OEM skirts that have cracks on them. Then what else? Oh yeah, here we go. This is a good looking one. That used to be a front bumper.
Yeah,
for an S13.
So that was I never had a front bumper on the S13. That was the one I had, and it lasted 5 laps at RPM.
You can see where the headlight is for the S13. That kind of visualizes it. Headlight would be there, front bumper and intercooler here.
Yep.
I like it because there's just all these little hidden S13 bits from your car everywhere.
Yep.
So yeah, we did on this, if you guys know anything about fiberglass, it's really just building up layer after layer, but a lot of this stuff we couldn't really fix with a mat and resin. So we're doing like putty and pieces here to basically fill these chunks that probably just got holes in them from the rocks. Here is gonna be our biggest problem. We're trying to reshape this entire corner. So we're gonna do mat out and basically just, I don't know, fold it down from there. But what's beautiful about drift cars is it never has to be perfect. So that's the beauty of this. Oh yeah, and then this will be an interesting one. We might use like a piece of metal and some mat there to basically build this up. So, I don't know. Fun day ahead of us. A lot of dust in our lungs.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, paint in the livery and you're ready for the season, right?
I'm hoping so. There's, I need to kind of shake down the car because when I hit T-Man, it ripped. We can show my subframe too. So it completely bent this in and then ripped, if you can see in through here, it ripped the motor mount through this.
Wow. And
my motor hit the strut tower. And so it like broke. I think I might have thrown away all the older parts. No, here it is. This coolant pipe at the back of the head, it cracked it.
I didn't know it cracked it. I didn't know that's where the leak came from. I thought it was this hose.
No, it cracked the fucking pipe.
Wow.
And it also exploded the high pressure steering hose. And
all the worst things to work on the car, the subframe and the clear power steering.
And so like pretty much everything in this corner has been out and replaced or adjusted.
I think 4 people in our immediate friend group now have the Chase Bays kit. So if Chase Bays wants to sponsor us about any capacity, that'd be sick because we've given you lots of money.
Yeah. And that was the easiest thing I've ever put in. Like, I love it. 100%. It was so easy to put in.
I think Chance struggled with his on his S13.
Really?
Yeah. But just you, I mean, it's a smaller thing.
That was the easiest part of rebuilding this whole front corner.
So this car, at one of the last D-Days, or maybe a couple events towards the end of the season, it kept popping out of second gear. And we thought it was something with like, I mean, I feel like everyone with Nissans has problems with the clutch at some capacity. So we would have times where, you know, we thought it was clutch based or like release bearing based, but...
Check your motor mounts, check your trans mounts.
Also, it doesn't help when your car is moving around in the subframe. Yeah. So then I don't
know when the subframe actually broke, but when I hit T-Man, it definitely... It definitely broke.
So I think it's going to be putting down more power to the ground, because when you put a solid mount in, so much of that drivetrain loss is lost through movement of the chassis or the engine. But I think once that, I mean, look at how solid this thing is. It's like billet, and then with a massive piece of
solid with like super hard urethane in it, and the motor mounts are the same thing. So
that's going to be jiggling.
Yeah.
All right, so we did basically the structural parts of the outside. Now the big things are reinforcing this space, creating this bridge, because you can see here there was like, I guess you could call it a vent, but we're separating it, but we're going to use this metal that's already in that woven inside the fiberglass and basically just put mat and resin over that. And then over here is a complete hole. So most people prefer to use aluminum tape, but we're using Gorilla Tape, which is really the next best thing because it actually is pretty thick. And then we're going to take a bunch of mat here, do a couple layers around this corner just because it's so skinny, then come back with some bigger pieces to try and reinforce that as much as we can. We kind of talked about it before, but I really prefer this stuff because I think it's stronger than a bunch of these fibers. This is maybe big, or you're spreading out the, I guess the pressure with having these big long strands, but I think it's best to do this stuff and then go with this on top of it. But mostly this whole bumper is just layer after layer of this that you can see. It's like the forbidden peanut brittle. Okay, so me and Cole went at this thing. Cole was telling me we should have done B-roll, and I agree. You can see the light coming through, but we've put like probably 4 or 5, 6, almost, dang it, 4 or 5, almost 6 layers of mat and resin here. We're building up this whole space. Gonna chop that. And there's already so much fiber in here and mat in there, so we were able to fill that and added a couple of that. This is a big flex point, so there's probably 4 or 5 layers of mat there to make that stronger. And then what we're really stoked, and it's not pretty from this side, I'm not even gonna show you there. This window is separating. So we built that up with a piece of metal in between there, and it's already really strong and it hasn't even cured. So I think this, and then there's all that body filler. I don't know, I'm pretty stoked. I think this thing's gonna come together really well. So now Cole's gonna try and move it so it's not gonna blow away. So maybe it'll blow away, but it'll blow into a fence, not off of a table.
Or we'll just fiberglass it to the ground.
Yeah. So we're gonna go get one of the best damn burgers I've had in my life. It's called Honest Abe's. So we'll come back and start cutting into this, and then I think we're good for the day. and now we're back to do the final touches on this for today. So we're gonna cut off this excess here and start to do the reshaping process of this edge. Moment of truth. Oh my God, no, we're good, bro.
It worked?
Yep. Hell yeah. I'm gonna put some, oh yeah, and then we're sanding this, and then we're gonna do some Katie hair and some body filler and get this started. You want to get rid of any sort of little divot upwards or dimple inwards, and right now we're just facing the last few battle spots here before we throw a primer on and really see if we've even done anything properly today or not. Okay, well,
perfect.
I'd say the looks of our clothes, you can see how much we've put into this bumper today. But this was all shattered out. That's looking really nice. It just needs a little bit more filler and sanding. This part we put completely back. It was literally gone. Now it's there. God, I'm so stoked. Cole's biggest enemy of the day has been this low spot from where a toe point must have backed into this car.
It's like all spider webbed in here, and now it's all...
Yep, we're getting somewhere. We don't know what we're doing, but we played it off pretty well. All right, I'll see you later, bro. Have a good one.
Thank you again.
Of course.